Hello everyone, it's your favorite Senso Tech Jedi Lisa here, and in this video we're going to talk about how to import your users using a CSV. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So you'll need to navigate to your portal and go ahead and log in, and then go to the Admin Center, which is a gear in the top right hand corner. So from here, I will have you go to Console Users and go to Import Users CSV. Then you'll need to download the CSV template. Once you have downloaded the CSV template, go ahead and click on the file that it's in and open it up so that you can go ahead and view the information here just like it is here. Now, when you're editing the information, you will want to keep the column headings as is. So email, display name, roles, sites. Those need to stay. Those are the column headings. Anything you're replacing is going to be below that. So for here, for example, in this first column, we're going to put the user's email in. You can copy and paste this information in. Just make sure, again, that you're putting it below the column heading. The display name is super important for these users. This is going to show up when they send messages, send live chats, or send files to their students. And we don't want it to just say test value. So it would be like their first and last name, whatever they prefer to be called in the classroom, Mrs. Johnson, Mr. Johnson, Betty Johnson, John Johnson, whatever you want to put here for their display name. Just make it unique for each one of your users that you put their email in. Now, roles is going to something you have to create beforehand, and the role is going to be over here in Manage Roles, whichever role you want the user to have. It needs to be created first, and you need to be very exact about the name that you're putting into the CSV. So here you see teacher role, but in my CSV it just says teacher. So I would want to copy that and replace that with teacher role. This way it's exact. You can put multiple roles in. It's just separated with a semicolon, and you can import users and they can have different roles so that it doesn't all have to say teacher role here. Maybe you have the first few are a teacher and the next one is an admin role. So you could just change that to admin so you can upload everybody at once. Sites are going to be something that has to be created beforehand as well. And again, you'll see here's my site name. I would want to put it exactly as I have it listed in my site name. So go back to my CSV, and I would want to change that to match whichever site or sites I want to give them access to. Again, you can have them have access to multiple sites. You would just separate the site names with a semicolon. You can also leave this blank. This would be the only column that you can leave blank, and this would revert to user assigned sites. User assigned sites are very important if you're utilizing an integration. Google Classroom, Clever, ClassLink, Teams, those are examples of integrations. If you only want your users to see those integrated classrooms and no access to any other sites, you would leave this blank. Or if you want to manually assign their site assignment, you would leave it blank and go into their console user, each individual one, and change the site they have access to for user assigned sites. Please check out the video on creating users and roles about where to go to add in user assigned sites. Send verification. It's not necessary to send a verification email to your users. What this is it says you have a Senso account, and here is a link to change your password. Once you upload this and everything has gone correctly and you've got their user accounts created, they will simply be able to go to app.senso.cloud and single sign on with either Microsoft or Google. They don't have to click on that verification email. They do not have to have a verification email. Once you have uploaded their users into the portal, they have access to view the portal. So if you want to change that, you would just change that to false. And again, you need to make sure it's all in capital letters. Data sync is important if you're using Google Classroom Sync, one of those integrations. If you are, then you would want to change that to true. Overwrite, if you want to overwrite existing users that may already have accounts with the information, so they're listed here but they're also listed in your portal already, and you want to overwrite those accounts, you would change that to true. And delegated, you probably want to leave this to false, as delegated is for users that need to access multiple portals, not sites, multiple portals. This is if you're a service provider or you are a technician that has access to many separate portals, and you want these user accounts to be able to access those different portals, because users can only be present inside of one site at a time, but a delegated user could have access to multiple portals. So most likely you'll leave that to false. Once you have your information entered, you can go ahead and select all of this and just pull it down, because all of this information will match up. And again, you can individually tweak for different users that may have different values here. Then you'll want to save that as a CSV. It's going to probably give you some message about, are you sure you want to save this as a CSV? Yes, so we're not losing any information out of it. Yes, Excel, let's save it as a CSV. So once you have it saved as a CSV, you'll come back over here into the console users area and go to import users and select your CSV. Once you've selected your CSV, you'll click open and you'll get presented with this preview users box. You'll see the status here. Is it pending? The email, all of that information that you put into your CSV. If you have any issues with it, or it kicks it back for any reason, it will give you the status here where it says pending. Once it has done its upload, which I'm not going to click now because I don't want to upload a test user, but the upload here, you want to stay on the next screen that populates here until it's finished, and you will get a successful here if everybody has been uploaded correctly. And then you'll be able to see the users right here where it says manage users. All right, that's how you use a import CSV file. Thanks, see you in the next one.